15 years out of style. Americans think their clothes count as style. Q. Has consumerism ruined America? I was browsing the internet and I stumbled across this diabolical post of an American in Europe walking around and was very disappointed with a lot of the things they didn't see. Now, it's not uncommon for us to stumble across things like this. It is the internet after all, and we will have a variety of opinions ranging from sane to delusional. But this one was particularly interesting because there was a statement in this post that I just mentioned that I was like, what? Are you kidding me? It had everything to do with consumerism. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. If you guys are returning viewers, welcome back. Please support our journey to hitting 1 million subscribers by liking this video and subscribing if you have not already. I feel like these days I can't go anywhere online, in person, wherever, without seeing an ad in some way, shape, or form. Now, I will say, even though I do live in South Korea and there are advertisements all over the place, it's not overwhelming, but in the United States, it's like I can't breathe without inhaling advertisements. It's incredibly strange and obviously annoying. So what's the advertising culture in your country? Are there laws and rules that limit the amount of advertising that can take place in your country for different products and things? I know that in the United States, we love to advertise our medications, for instance, and that is not a thing in a lot of other countries worldwide. So is there some type of legislations and limitations that prevent companies from going overboard and spamming you guys into oblivion with ads? And again, the only reason why I'm bringing any of this up is because of how diabolical this post was. This puppy right here, it says, when the air smells like fresh dirt, no one is smiling and there are no ads anywhere and everyone is dressed 15 years out of style. There were a lot of things in this statement that caught my eye, but the one thing that really stood out to me is what I addressed in the beginning of this video, which were the advertisements, the lack of advertisements. Why is that a bad thing? Why is that a bad thing? Also, it being cloudy and the air smelling like dirt and blah, 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 blah. I don't know. This person just seems absolutely miserable. But the thing that got me, again, I've never seen anybody beg for advertisements before. And that's where I'm saying, do you think consumerism ruined America? We are so obsessed with buying shit and looking for the next deal, discount, whatever, that I guess when we don't see that, it kind of rubs us the wrong way. I was actually totally fine, and I realized my life was so tranquil without as many ads in it. I don't need advertisements. Honestly, if I could live in a world where we didn't have that, that would be nice. And there was a world where that kind of existed. I mean, the advertisements are separate. So on the internet a long time ago, we didn't have ads interrupting videos and stuff in the early 2000s, but after 2007, all of that changed when they placed the first ad placement in the YouTube videos, and it was absolutely devastating. Nobody liked it. I remember that era. We had one ad in each YouTube video, and it was enough to turn the internet on its back. And it did for a little bit until we adjusted, and then YouTube's like, okay, well, why not 50? So very crazy, very diabolical. The comment section obviously had a lot to say. Even worse, walkable streets. Oh yeah. Again, there were several things in this post that we have to dissect. The thing that stood out to me, like I said, was the advertisements, but we have to address the other sections of this post as well. He said, when the air smells like fresh dirt. Fresh dirt, what does that even mean? Listen, for as much as I love South Korea, I'm only saying this because he made this statement about whatever country he's in Europe and whatnot. I can attest to a smell, at least in South Korea, that does not smell pleasant. Okay. South Korea, the trash system is not necessarily the best. So every once in a blue moon on a daily basis, you'll smell something absolutely rancid in the air and then it goes away. I don't fully understand why that smell exists, but I do know that it is diabolical and it smells like feet. But if we address this comment, which is talking about the walkable streets and stuff, most of us Americans actually desire to have walkable cities across the United States, but unfortunately, the big companies would not like that too much, which is ironic because I feel like that's more business opportunities for companies to accelerate and go crazy. But here's the thing, the automobile industry would probably crash because if there are walkable cities, that would encourage more people to bike and less people to drive, and it would effectively tank sales enough to where the car companies would absolutely go crazy. They would not vibe with that at all. And a lot of these car companies are tied in with politicians and political parties and whatnot. So it affects everything. It's a cascading effect that I don't think that any multi-billion-dollar company wants to have for the American people. Although the American people absolutely would love walkable cities. So it's gotten to a point where we're telling ourselves that, yeah, we don't need them. They're not even that good. I love driving 3,000 miles every day and wasting so much money on gas. Now, driving is fun, don't get me wrong, but if you had the option to walk to the same locations that you're driving to because they're in closer proximity in this perfect world, then I mean, yes, you can still drive if you would like to because it would be more convenient for other reasons, but it would still be very convenient to just walk. I mean, you're getting more exercise in, it's relatively close to you, and you get to directly benefit from the public transportation systems that would be very abundant in these walkable cities. So again, the United States, for as big as it is, I'm just very disappointed that it hasn't figured out the whole walkable city thing yet. And I do understand logistically why that is. Capitalism has absolutely ruined the possibility of so many different things in the United States, unfortunately. Ew, these people don't take their cars literally everywhere? That actually was unironically several complaints that a lot of my friends had traveling to Europe, and I'm like, oh my God. But it's funny because they were complaining about people not driving all over the place because they were actually afraid of taking public transportation. A lot of the friends that I have grew up in small rural towns in America, and they don't have public transportation over there. You have to drive miles and miles and miles to get anywhere, right? So when you finally get exposed to an area where, you know, it's heavily reliant on walking from place to place because it's very close to schools, businesses, grocery stores, and other things as well. And then of course you have the public transportation system, the buses, the trains, all that good stuff. People kind of get a little weirded out. People meaning us Americans get a little weirded out if it's something that we haven't experienced before. So we go back to what we know and what we have known for our whole lives, which is driving around everywhere. There's a reason why there's basically more parking spaces in America than people. People want to see ads? I'm confused. That's what I'm saying. Listen, I'm old. I'm 31, all right? And I'm dang near close to being 32. Give it like 7-ish, 8-ish months. But basically, I remember, like I said before, when YouTube was initially a thing and there were 10-minute videos on the platform and people were posting anime music videos, AMVs for my cultured folk, and cat videos back in the day when that was dominating the platform, the world stood still. I remember I could turn away from watching traditional television because there were ad placements every 2 to 3 minutes and they lasted 2 to 3 minutes at a time. I'm like, dude, I gotta go somewhere where I can enjoy entertainment with no ads. The internet was the perfect place for that. I would hop on the internet, I would watch YouTube videos all the time. Before YouTube, it was Google Video, but regardless, it was peaceful for a couple of years. Then 2007 hit and they placed their first ad in the middle of YouTube videos. Now, I think there was an announcement prior to that. There was like, you know, many headlines talking about YouTube possibly introducing advertisements into the website, and everybody was livid. They're like, dude, we escaped the mainstream media to go on the internet and enjoy our content in peace. And it was just content from other creators that just made stuff, random stuff back in the day. It wasn't like we were watching the same stuff we were watching on television on the internet. It's what we're doing now. Like, we're watching other content creators make stuff and we're like, cool, no interruptions. And all of a sudden, boom. And all of a sudden, boom. And every single video that we watched, there was one ad. Imagine that, one ad. And it ruined everybody. Everybody was complaining, going crazy on the internet. And now you can't go or look anywhere without being carpet spammed with thousands of ads, whether it is through TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Twitch is a cesspool of ads. It's like 8 minutes of ads straight. It's diabolical. Well, they consider Times Square a landmark, so that's what I meant. Times Square. Now, I have never been to New York ever, so that's what I meant. Whatever that centerpiece is that has all the buildings with all the advertisements, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Meanwhile, straight men from Europe are confused for being gay in the US due to having clothes that fit them. Well, if there's one thing a lot of Americans are jealous of is the fashion sense that most Europeans have. I mean, no matter what part of Europe you look at, people tend to dress very nice. And it's, you know, sometimes bothersome for us Americans. Why can't we see other people around the globe walk around in dinosaur costumes like we do? Why can't you guys just go and shop at grocery stores in pajamas like we do? I mean, listen, I do like that element of the United States. We move in comfort. We look sloppy sometimes, which, you know, to each their own, but I choose comfort over style any day of the week. Clearly, I'm wearing this headband, so I don't have a sense of fashion at all. I do like going out and looking somewhat respectable, but at the end of the day, I love wearing athletic wear, so I'll wear joggers, a hoodie, t-shirts, gym shoes, all the time. No, it's not only the clothes, it's the fact that European men don't consider washing their ass gay. American men are so dirty and insecure about their masculinity that they invented the term metrosexual to make fun of guys who wash themselves and dress decently. I was always curious about that because I remember when I was younger and people were like describing what metrosexual was. And I'm like, you mean somebody that takes care of themselves? Like, you know, takes a shower, brushes their teeth, washes their face, cleans underneath their nails. Like, I thought that was something everybody should do to be genuinely clean. But apparently that's frowned upon in America for American men. No, apparently we have to be dirty, grubby troglodytes and roam this planet, making people faint from our glorious stench at an accelerating rate. Yeah, because that makes sense. It's so dumb. To me, that was like one of the most backwards things I had ever experienced. And the first time I ever heard of that, I was 10 years old. It was 2005. Ah, man, I'm old. 15 years out of style. Americans think their clothes count as style. Cute. Listen, apparently we've graduated to being the fashion police. Us, Americans, the same Americans that go grocery shopping in our pajamas, the same Americans that travel everywhere in joggers, gym shoes, and hoodies. That's me. I'm one of those guys. I'm not a fashion police person or anything, but I wear those clothes all the time. This lovely person displays what the American style actually is, which is diabolical. That's crazy. I can't be mad at it though, man. We be wearing some bullshit. Honestly. What's the craziest thing you've seen an American wear traveling into your country? They were just roaming around and you could immediately tell they were American by what they wore. The responding comment says, not real Americans. Neither of them are holding a water bottle. Oh yeah, I forgot. We always carry these things around with us, man. It's basically the size of my head, but I don't think this is big enough. This to me is like slightly smaller than a regular size cup for myself. I need something that's about 2 times bigger than this. Now they want to teach us about fashion? Rule number 1, wear whatever the fuck you want. Rule number 2, refer to rule number 1. It's called fashion. Look it up. And you got this gentleman here with the most American outfit on the planet. Looks like he's about to attend a rodeo with bald eagles and everything, and fireworks and explosions and freedom units. And what the fuck is a kilometer? We literally have no business telling anybody what they can and can't wear. Dear God, imagine going outside and having to smell outside smells. Listen, that's not what our concern was. Our concern was not being able to smell artificial flavors and plastic chemicals and all kinds of weird man-made shit in the air, okay? It was different for us. How dare we smell organic, fresh air? We can't process that. Dirt actually smells good. What the fuck are they talking about? It smells that way particularly after rain because there's actually foliage around. Only maniacs walk around smiling for no reason. Dressing 15 years out of style, don't know if it's true, but okay, not ideal, but I suppose it means that we're not a culture of consumerist fast fashion. Now, I agree with everything in this statement except for the smiling for no reason. I smile for no reason, all the time. I feel like smiling is a way to brighten someone else's day. Now, if I'm feeling good, bad, whatever, you can fake it till you make it. That is my philosophy, and it's worked for me. I can't tell you if it's worked for anybody else, but it has worked for me, and I know that if you do, at least from what I've experienced, if you smile at somebody, it makes the situation a lot easier. And I'll use an example. I'm living in South Korea. I was outside streaming with a friend of mine and we were at a basketball court, playing basketball, having a good old time and stuff. We wanted to play music, but we weren't sure if it was gonna bother the people around us. So there was this lady on a bench sitting nearby where we were playing basketball. And my friend's like, oh, can we turn the music? Can we play music, right? She goes and asks the lady if she was okay with us playing music at a, moderately low level. And the lady like turns over and she smiles at my friend. My friend smiles back, but I think my friend initiated the smile first and the lady smiled back, and it made for a very positive interaction. I know you guys are like, what? The lady could have just answered the question and moved on. Not a big deal, but I'm saying it's like you're gauging for how friendly and approachable someone is through a smile. And like I said, you don't have to talk to anybody. It could just brighten somebody's day. I know, right? I thought this was a positive post, enjoying the rain smell. I do enjoy the rain smell myself. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Like the smell of when it's about to rain and right after it rains is peak, no matter where I'm at. Like here in South Korea, any country I've traveled to throughout Europe, the smell is very similar and it smells so good. It's very fresh. It's filled with life. I don't know why I like it so much, but it smells amazing. I love fashion. I've spent most of my life in America getting passive aggressively to aggressively made fun of for dressing well. Oh, well, you're dressed up, laughter. I'm wearing a dress, not a fancy one, just a dress that isn't made out of lycra and cut like an oversized t-shirt. That's considered dressed up. Where I live, the favorite things are khakis and sweat clothes of every variety, but usually in the color gray. The style is apparently always ready for some yard work or the gym. I wear bright colors. I like material that is more like linen than spandex. I take my things to the tailor so they fit well. These things apparently make me a weirdo. Welcome to the United States of America, where taking care of yourself and caring about what you look like makes you a fucking weirdo. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, I feel like that's just a standard fundamental thing people should care about. Now, it's very ironic coming from me, the guy wearing the crazy headband and wearing sweatpants and gym shoes all over the place. But I'm saying in general, for other people to be to make fun of and call people out for, oh, you're wearing a suit now? You're wearing jeans? You're wearing regular shoes? How dare you? It's weird. It's weird that that's the stigma in America, that you can't, like, that as a man, you can't take care of yourself. You can't look good, or you're considered, you know, they classify you as metrosexual. Like, oh, you're too into yourself and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, we're just taking care of ourselves. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, you don't want to be around a coworker that smells like ass. I'm pretty sure, right? I'm just saying, when they don't have adverts telling them what to do. Also, fashions come and go. What was fashionable 15 years ago can be in fashion again now. Perhaps they are out of fashion. Yes, what we're currently seeing now is the resurgence of the late 90s, early 2000s clothing styles. The baggy jeans are back in, the long t-shirts are back in, the grungy, dingy look is also back in. Very interesting watching those styles come back into style now. I mean, those are things that were popular when I was a little kid, and seeing them come back into style as an adult is kind of wild and a little like, it feels a bit trippy, because those are things I definitely liked as a kid, and then at some point the fashion trend switched and I'm like, I'm not ready for it to be over yet, and then it switched and I'm like, okay, cool, I guess the new fashion trend is whatever the next thing is. And now the fashion trends that I was really into when I was little are coming back, and I'm like, oh, there are no ads anywhere. In 2005, I think, a group of Austrian designers started a project called Delete in one of my favorite streets in one of my favorite cities in the world, Neubaugasse in Vienna, by taping out all advertising, shop signage, logos, and pretty much everything but the street signs in yellow vinyl. And there's the picture depicting exactly what he was talking about. That actually looks really cool. Yeah, massive petition to get rid of as many advertisements as possible, because oh my gosh, this is getting absolutely wicked. I'm actually glad I grew up in the era that I did, because I at least got to experience what it was like to not get hit with a metric fuck ton of ads online as a child, okay? As I got older, I feel like it was in my teens and up where the advertisements online got actually crazy, and they got even worse the older I got. I think once I hit my early adulthood, advertisements on the internet was like, that was like the way of life. And now it's gone completely out of control. I mean, it's been out of control at least for the last decade, but the fact that it's getting worse is diabolical. Anyways, what do you guys think about all of this? People are actually going crazy in the comments and clapping back to no end, and they made very good points. Lots of things that they highlighted that I definitely think make a lot of sense.